Stardiver's still the same. Oh my god!
Resolution 2.
They moved their ley lines! Is that Odin? Wait, cool! Oh, here we go. All right, let's go. I'm turning it up a little bit. The XP bars. Ooh, here we go. That's Viper right there off the rip with the LB. I bet you that's going to be called the Fang. Or Final Bite. Level 100. Oh, that was the official stream that did that, by the way. Starting with Dragoon. Let's go. All right, let's see. Job gauge looks the same. So Litany into a weird shoulder charge. High jump. That looked like a new disembowel. Mirage dive. Chaotic spring. New Dragonfire dive. Fang and Claw into the Nidhogg GCD. Oh man. There was something new before Raiden Thrust too. Life Surge is still in the fucking game, man! Why? Oh, 20-second life window. One Nastrand. Special GCD. Whirlwind Thrust. Stardiver's still the same. Oh, they literally added Stardiver too! Oh my god! So the main takeaway we got from the live letter was that they upgraded a few of the actions. They made it so that your 5th hit is instead the, I forget what it's called, Nidhogg coming up out of the ground. You no longer get eyes for doing your Mirage dives. You still enter life through Gear Skoggle, and it looked like just from this, you only did one Nastrand, one Stardiver, and then one follow-up jump. Life Surge is still unfortunately in, but I hope it's a little different. 20-second life windows instead. You still get First Mind's focus from doing Raiden Thrust like abilities. There's the Whirlwind Thrust, costs 2 scales. Stardiver, and then the cool follow-up jump here. Looks neat. Also upgraded Dragonfire dive and no more spine shatters. You know, dude, the way that they were showing that made it look like they put some of the jumps on GCDs. I'm not gonna lie. I'll have to go back and watch that and see what the flash was on the characters. But some of those jumps kind of looked like GCDs. They didn't fucking get rid of Life Surge, man! Ah! Maybe they made it different. Who knows? Oh, cool. Clemency. Was that an enhanced GCD because of Clemency? And that looked like an Atonement combo, right? Blade combo. It looks... Oh. New finisher for the Blade combo. That looked like they got rewarded for using a Clemency. I believe what we got from Paladin was that they made the Atonement combo instead of just 3 Atonements in a row. It's Atonement, Atonement 2, and then Atonement 3. I think they are probably all going to be the same potency. It's just visual flair, so it doesn't look as boring anymore. Super Requiescat, the wings, and I believe that's 1. That was Confiteor, 2, 3, Blade of Valor, and then they added a 5th hit at the end. That's the new one. That was kind of cool. Here we go, Warrior. So they infuriated. Oh, is that it? Oh! That was a special Fell Cleave from Infuriate. New Bloodwedding? 1. Wait, no, that wasn't New Bloodwedding. That was an entirely new button. Shake. 3 Fell Cleaves still. What the fuck? Oh my god! What the hell was that? Warrior looked for the most part the same. They so that's Infuriate there. They added a new version of Fell Cleave when you Infuriate, just like how we've already had Infuriate into coming up here. Your Decimate turns into Chaotic Cyclone. Now there's the Fell Cleave version, which is what he did first. I think that's New Vengeance. Inner Release still does 3 Fell Cleaves. There's a Bloodwedding in the middle there. There's a shake. Velcleave number 3. Still don't know what that was. Primal Rend. Oh, you know what? I do know what that was. That was where he pulled up the rocks was the Felcleave 3 times, turns into that. And then the big axe was a follow-up to Primal Rend. Oh, there's the new Astro Gauge. Wait, they can have like an actual deck drawn. Did they choose what? Oh, they choose which cards they play. Awesome. 3 cards. And they didn't show them drawing them either. Wait, if they show a draw and they get all 3 of those cards again, that's going to be sick. Where's the draw? Oh, what? Oh, wait, do they have card phases? I think melee and ranged cards are gone. I don't think that was sleeve draw. I think they just straight up draw 3 cards now. Yep, and that's new div when you play 3 cards of each kind. Yo, that was cool as fuck. New Astro, they were talking about quite a bit. Every time you draw now, you get 3 cards. One of the card is a damage buff, one of them is a heal buff, and one of them is a defensive buff. There's no more RNG to it. And I believe the first draw you do gives you the Lord, and then the second draw you do should give you the purple cards, which includes Lady as well. As for the other GCDs here, I'm not entirely sure what else is different. The main thing was the gauge and the fact that there's no more sigils, aka they're getting rid of Astrodyne. They said they're getting rid of that. I'm very curious to see how the keybinds for this are going to look. I wonder if there's going to be a bind for the damage card, the heal card, and the defense card, or if they figured out a clever way to combine that all into one play. All right, new Dancer. Yeah, no, I didn't see the seals on there either. All you Dancer nerds are going to have to tell me if this is different. That was improv. I'm not gonna lie, when I play Dancer, I don't even know what gives me my fucking feathers. I just press shit. I just press whatever's glowing, I'm not gonna lie. Tech is still a 4 button. Oh, was that a tech follow-up? Wait, why is there a monk there? I'm worried. What the hell? I kind of zoned out when they were talking about Dancer here, but I think they said... Oh, no, I remember. They added a follow-up to Flourish. I think they also said that they... Yeah, they added a different way to get standard step that didn't involve doing the steps for it. I'm not sure how that's going to work. Yeah, and there was a new Esprit Spender on Tech Step, which I think they do right here after this. Yep, there it is. So after Tech Step, you have another big button to press. Death Design is still in the game. I fucking... 2 GCDs off Gluttony. Plentiful Harvest. It looks like you could go into Enshroud with only 30 gauge, or am I crazy? I didn't see how much Plentiful gave them. Did they use Lemur Strike there at all? Communio. Yo, what the fuck was that? Was that it? Huh? Reaper was really cool. So they in the live later, they were talking about a lot of jobs would have a big button that you would press on a 60 or 1 or 2 minute cooldown or whatever, and people were running into problems with overcapping. For Reaper specifically, that was Plentiful Harvest. So they're gonna Plentiful Harvest right there, but not get 50 gauge, but it still gives them the ability to go Enshrouded via a buff that they get, which is super sick. Normal Enshroud window. And then they were having some translation errors here, but I believe this is just the new Enhanced Harp right there. I'm not sure if that's just Enhanced Harp or it was a follow-up to the Harvest Moon. They kind of like had some problem communicating the translation for that, so I don't know. We'll see. That was like a ranged finisher. It looked like a follow-up to the Harvest Moon or whatever it's called. All right, here's the meme. Is Red Mage gonna get Resolution 2? That's new. 1, 2, 3. Are they gonna backflip here? Scorch. Resolution. No fucking way. They actually added resolution too. No way! Another example of not overcapping but using the buffs was on Red Mage here. Using Manification will let you do a melee combo without actually giving you the gauge, so you don't overcap. Also, they finally made the AoE Moulinet button not cost 60 gauge instead of 50. For the longest time, that was so annoying. I was talking about it, but like I hated getting to 50 gauge, hearing my Red Mage meter go boing, like I'm ready for a combo, and then I'd go in and do the triple Moulinet. I'd only do 2, and then I would run out of stacks, and I'd be like, Also, resolution continuation, Lamau. Oh my, wait, did Flamethrower just give 50? Barrel Stabilizer doesn't give heat anymore. Ooh. What the hell? Dude, the fucking Gundam suit GCD? Hello? Another button that they added that would just give you a buff instead of overcapping you was Barrel Stabilizer, specifically for Machinists. So they press Barrel Stabilizer here, and it lets them just enter a Heat Blast window without giving them gauge, so they don't overcap. And Drill Charges. So Barrel Stabilizer gives them a buff. They call down Queen, and then they can do their Heat Blast combo after they throw the Wildfire on here. So Heat Blast got a visual upgrade, Gauss Round, and Ricochet, which looks sick nasty. And then also you turn into a fucking Gundam. Boom, baby! So sick. I'm actually gonna play a lot of Machinist, I bet. That was raw! Ooh, new ninja gauge. Okay. It looks like they have Bunshin on right now. What? Poison? Wait, don't tell me that's a dot. GCD combo. Bunshin finisher. Frog 2. Please move. Please move. Please move. Nah, they still have to stay still. What the fuck? TCJ finisher? We broke this one down pretty well too. So no more Huton gauge. It's just a trait now. So there's a new spell for Huton. It looks like an AoE ability. Bunshin, new AoE move. This is going to be the Armor Crush combo, and it's going to give him 2 of the knives. I think those knives are going to be spent on using your Aeolian Edge. I think that Poison Spit is probably the new Mug, and that spinning attack that he did was the new Bava. And that Frog is just the updated Frog. That's your 50 spenders for your gauge. Tenshi Jin has a follow-up spell now. Looks like it's AoE. Super cool. Yo, that looked cool as fuck. All right, Eucrasia still in. Dosis. That looks like an upgraded Dosis. Toxicon 3 maybe? Oh. That was a new shield GC. Enhanced Numa. Caracol. What the fuck? Did they just have to Eucrasia to Icarus? Huh. Yeah, it doesn't look that different, but cool. Okay, so there's the single target dot that you can do. That's the AoE dot that you can do if you Eucrasia your AoE button. They were talking about how Sage now has an AoE Cardia, so you can temporarily Cardia your entire party. Numa upgrade, very cool. Phlegma, absolutely balling. Black Mage. Oh, they have a new thing on their job gauge. Also, I think 3 Xenoglossies is new, right? Ley lines. What? They moved their ley lines! What is that gauge? Did that fill up every time they used a fire? Oh my god, it did. Holy fuck, awesome. Oh, the triple cast gives you 3 of that gauge, and then they can use it again? As an instacast, because triple cast gives you instacast. Wait, that's so cool. Black mage. I don't think anything here was confusing, and what they were talking about in the live letter, just initially everything that you're seeing here is just exactly what you would expect it to be. Except that new little gauge is interesting. I wanted to check and see if they did cast flare to give themselves 3 stacks. So that's fire 4, fire 4, fire 4. So they move, and then they move their ley lines. They said you can do that once per ley lines. Fire 4. Obviously, you got 3 polyglots now. And then once you get all 6 of those stacks, you can use that new fire. Boom. Xenoglossy. Yeah, so that's flare, right? So flare gives them 3 stacks per cast. So they triple cast flare, flare, and then that finisher. Very cool. Wait, that actually looks awesome. Okay, here we go. Viper. There's the first look at the job gauge there. Looks like some ranged attack bullshit. Okay, the gauge just turned blue after 2 GCDs. And they spent it. It looks like they're filling up each blade, and then they're spending it. And then each spender gives them a little bit of that gauge. God, I wish they would... Oh, okay, here's their, like, burst phase. They have 5 GCDs, it looks like. Yeah, it just looks like a rush combo. Is the last one a big finisher? Yep. What's the 3 red dots do? They're not gonna show us? And then Viper, honestly, when they did a little play, like, thing with the hotbar showing, it was giving me Dancer vibes. It looks pretty simple in the sense that, like, you kind of just have 2 buttons that you press as, like, your dual blades button and your combined blades button. Then there's a lot of OGCDs that you would press between those. And then obviously when you get to 50 gauge, you can enter your, what did they call it? The Reawakened stance. And I believe it's like it seems like a 5-part combo. The 5th one being the big finisher. And then there was a spender that you use for those red diamonds on the bottom gauge. But for some reason, Yoshi P didn't press the spender button like once. And all of us were screaming in the chat like, press it! Press the diamond button! And it just wouldn't push it. That's about what I expected. That looks fucking cool. I wish they would do more like coherent, like actual rotations in these, but you know, at least we get to see the new colors and stuff. Oh? Did they just consume the bell? What the fuck was that? Looks like water veil. Did they get a tetra on the water veil target, or this might just be a really bad example? I know you could consume the bell, but I'm trying to figure out what they're trying to show that's different here. New size? What the fuck was that? Also, they had the gap closer. Okay, main thing for White Mage was that they added that gap closer, and then also when they entered Presence of Mind, and they talked about this too, instead of the spell speed buff, it's gonna be you get 3 casts of like an insta-cast AoE button, it looks like. Upgraded Medica 2, I'm pretty sure. Maybe if it's even Medica 3, who knows. There's POM, that's the new damage button. Aqua Veil. Tetra. Glare. The POM damage button. I think they go into Temperance here, and then they gap close after the Syphilitus. I wonder if the gap closer is tied to Temperance. They didn't talk about that. Maybe they did and I was yapping. But yeah, it looks cool. And I think they have more Tetra stacks. Monk, they have... Oh, they cleaned up the gauge a little bit. Well, they added a new thing entirely. That's the Oppo Coral and... I don't remember what the name of the forms are called. New Brotherhood? Also, to me, that looks like you can... Oh, yep, they did it so you can overcap your fucking, your chakras. And also, they just spent one of them? Hello? New Riddle of Wind, maybe? Oh my god, a ranged attack? Monk mains are pissed because... rather than trying to keep up with your buff and your dot timers, now it's more important to just make sure that you actually go through all the forms. And they made it so you can go up to 10 chakra stacks so you don't overcap in Brotherhood. Yeah, so you can see they have that overcap stack right there. So that should send them into it, yeah. Phantom Rush. Very cool. Some ranged moves. Sick! Enhanced gap closer looks... I don't know if that looks any different. GCD combo. That looked like a new button. That wasn't Dark Rats, was it? That's just an... Was that like a new Delirium? Whoa. Damn. New little small gap close thing on Dark Knight. They said that they combined Delirium and Blood Weapon into the same button, but I'm not really sure if that's exactly what they meant, because it looks like here they do some kind of buff button, and this looks like Blood Weapon, but maybe that's Delirium and you don't do Blood Spillers and Delirium anymore, is what we were thinking. Living Shadow, and then at the end of Living Shadow, they have a new GCD that they can push. And again, like, this is all just guessing because we don't have tooltips or buffs or anything here. But this is just a more educated look at things after, that's the end of Living Shadow button. Oh, please show me a new Bard gauge entirely. No more timer, please. Damn it! Pitch Perfect still works the same. Tell me they can overcap. And they still have dots. Oh my god, my eyes. Spend your gauge! Your Apex arrow is ready, asshole! Dude, show of hands, who actually likes the timers on Bard songs? You gotta be kidding me. Oh! That looked cool. Huge thing for Bard, which I didn't pick up the first time I watched this, is that you don't need a target anymore to do your songs, which is crazy good. Pitch Perfect is also now AoE. Yeah, so your Wanders, your armies, and your Mage's Ballad, you don't... It's a buff on you that you press whenever. You don't have to actually have an enemy to target and hit. That saves the job for me, personally. I think that's crazy good. They said they also combined Straight Shot and Shadow Bite ready into the same button, which is nice. Also, side note, they made Fizz Ranged. That looks like a follow-up attack to your buff. They made Fizz Ranged Mitts 5% stronger. Summoner. Gauge looks the same. There's Phoenix. Phoenix GCD. I better see Alexander or Ramu here. Oh, what the fuck is that? Is that Odin? I see the fucking sword. There's Titan. Also, they started with Phoenix. That's kind of weird. Dude, what the hell is that? Here we go. What the fuck is that? Is that like proto Bahamut or some shit? It's like super Bahamut. And then regular Bahamut comes back on the gauge. What the fuck, bro? Is that Neo Bahamut? Okay, so Summoner for the most part looked the same, but they added a new in-between primal between Phoenix and Bahamut. So a new Demi, and it's called Solar Bahamut. Other than that, it looks the same, except for the fact that that's the new follow-up attack to Searing Wind. I think everything else past those new things is just trait upgrades to abilities that already exist. I wasn't really paying attention to the candy numbers that they got for like Ifrit, Titan, and Garuda, but I think they're the same. Yeah, so it goes Solar Bahamut. They said Solar Bahamut, Phoenix, Solar Bahamut, Bahamut. And this looks so cool, man. Absolutely wicked. Where the hell did that guy come from, though, right? Like, don't know what that last button they pressed there was. Samurai. Gauge looks the same. There's the first Meikyo. Hingenbana still exists. Oh, interesting. I'm gonna have to go back and watch how they did that Meikyo. Tsubame. New third eye. Oh, what the fuck? That gave them so much gauge. Maybe they pressed Iki Shoten at the same time. One, two, three. What the fuck was that? Oh, Madara looks so cool. Holy shit. Samurai changes looked really cool. This is one that I had to pause and break down everything for, though. So on Meikyo, they made it so every time you use Meikyo, you can do one Tsubame instead of having them be on like separate like timers and like charges. One Meikyo equals one Tsubame. So because they used that Meikyo earlier, they Tsubame'd there. Third eye gives them however much gauge that was. I think it was, I don't remember. I'm gonna not pause here though. Insignificant. 50 gauge spender at the end of the Ogi casts. They Meikyo again to go for a Midare. And then the new Midare Tsubame looks fucking awesome. Yeah, I think that was an Ogi, like a third part to Ogi, maybe. That Midare looked fucking cool. It was either an Ogi finisher or it was a different Shoha. I wasn't watching the Shoha gauge. Did they just transform? Am I fucking... I'm not imagining that, right? Yo, what the fuck? Scholar's crazy because they gave it a transformation. They also gave a follow-up attack to Chain, which is that. They put recitation on a shorter cooldown, I believe, so you can do more recitation memes. And then what did they call it? I think it's called Seraphism was the name of the button. And they didn't confirm it, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be the replacement to Dissipation, right? Is that what we're thinking, chat? I'm pretty sure they probably axed Dissipation and gave you that transformation instead. Oh, they have a canvas. That's so cute. You literally draw pictures. Moogle Hammer Mountain? Oh, this job is so cute, man. They spent the drawing. What the hell? Spent their second drawing. Bonk, bonk. Follow-up GCD. Yo, what? Moogle ready? Yeah, there's the Moogle beam. What's gonna happen when they get all three of the things on the top left of that little gauge there? Cats, like a cat scratch? So now they have a combination of 3. Can they spend it? Oh, they got something there. That looks like their buff. Dude, bring out the guy. Whoa! Awesome. Wait, cool. That looks fun. Picto. From this seemed really complicated, but from the gameplay showcase they did, it's actually dumb easy and really good. So you have an animal motif, a weapon motif, and a landscape motif, and you can prep all of those out of combat. And it's always the same order for the animal motif. So it goes the Moogle Palm, the wings, the claw, and then the fangs. And after you do the first 2, you can cast the Moogle Beam, and after you cast all 4 of them, you can cast the... What did they call that creature? The Medane? Medane? Something like that? That new creature. The Maduin, yes. The weapon motif is always the hammer, and the hammer, whenever you... What it's called is you put the painting on your canvas, and then you have to render it, and then when it's rendered, you can use the special ability. So you can cast the hammer button 3 times in a row as insta-cast from a range. And then the landscape is just your party buff every 2 minutes. And the landscape buff also has a follow-up attack that you can use. And then when you get 50 gauge, you can turn your light paints into dark paints. And your dark paints are basically just your light paints, but they take longer to cast, cost a little bit more mana, and do more damage. Gunbreaker. Let's see this gauge, dude. Gauge is the same, but I think that thing at the top is new. It looks like all the tanks kind of had like that new gap closer. Was that a continuation on Fated Circle? Has that always been a thing? I swear these job action trailers always gaslight me. I'm like, has that been a thing? Show me that double down follow-up. Show it to me. What the fuck is that? What the fuck was that? Oh boy. Gunbreaker, I believe that was the updated Nebula? It was either the updated Nebula or the updated Heart of Corundum. Continuation on the Fated Circle. That's your 1, 2, 3. No Mercy. They don't do Bow Shock here. They just do Sonic Break. So just the 1 dot. Gnashing Fang combo. Yeah, we don't know if it was a gauge overcap there or if they were just only getting 2 from Bloodfest. We won't really know until, you know. Oh, but when you press Bloodfest, it gives you access to this new 3-part GCD combo, which looks mad cool. And that's it. And like I mentioned in the middle of this, this is all just speculation. We're just looking at the best we can. We don't really know if what we were guessing is entirely correct. We have a good idea now that we listened to the live letter and they gave us a few clues and small parts of all the updates and changes that happened, but it's looking really cool and I'm super excited. I cannot wait to see how some of these hotbars and like abilities look in action and like how they work with each other. So I'm super excited for Media Tour. I'm going to keep an eye out for that kind of stuff. And yeah, thanks for watching.